All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Wednesday. Yes, midweek hump day. The camel had a lot of humps today, didn't he? Right? Didn't he? Roller coaster. A little bit of a roller coaster today. But hey, is this thing turning around, or is this just one of those little recoveries that ends up some more bad news will come out and it goes down lower? I don't know, but we're here to talk about it. We're also talking about Dogecoin adoption. That's right. If you didn't already see my posts and talking about it a bit on Monday, but such app. Well, got to get used to that. But I'll show you that as well. What's going on? Welcome everybody. Megal day. Yes, Megal woke up again today. I did not buy back in yet. But yeah, up 12%. Not a huge run, but you know, depending on where you bought, you could have done a little swing trade there on Megal. It happens. That's a stock for those that don't know. We can show it here on TradingView, though. We can go to stocks. We can say Megal. Magic Empire Global Limited. Yeah, so here we were back here in December, right? $1.50. It swoops all the way down to $1.15, and then it comes back up. I think it hit like $1.45 or so on one of the little wicks up there, and now is about $1.36. So these kind of spikes in Megal come about once a month, once every other month. And the thing is, you got to wait for it. And today was the day. So I missed out on this one today because I was, I don't know, waiting for it to drop back down again to buy lower. I missed it, but I made a lot of money on Megal. It's okay. I'm just chilling. But yeah, that would have been nice today. And now it's probably going to go back dormant for another month. That's how Megal works. Doge. Well, here's what Doge did today, right? It was down this morning, looking really bearish when I made my video, down at 12.15. And then there was a little positivity there, moved up to 12.66, and then dumped even lower down to 12 cents. Didn't quite hit it, 12.02, 12.03 or so. Bitcoin did the same. And with that drop of Bitcoin, and even ETH coming down lower than the wick that we had here on Tuesday. We had a lower wick. What did that do? It took out more leverage trades. And we ended up with over the last 24 hours. Yeah, they got $1 billion. They got $1 billion. 2/3 long, 1/3 short. So they were getting them up and down. Well, these leverage traders, I mean, man, when are they going to give up? When are they going to give up? They keep getting wrecked. So that's where we start. Also, stocks ended up turning around today. Russell 2000. We don't talk about that here a lot, but I like the Russell. I've got a chunk of my retirement funds in Russell. Well, it just hit a new all-time high of $2,700 today. The first time in history. The Russell is up 9% in the first 21 days of 2026. So, hey, good for me in my 401k. I hope you guys have some Russell 2000 as well. And then all the guys on crypto Twitter are like, well, if Russell 2000 is up, then alts should be up. Yeah, it doesn't work that way this time. It doesn't work. Alts aren't running. It's not altcoin season. Hate to break it to you. But if Russell is up, clearly showing a rotation of money into high-risk assets. Yeah, a little bit, not too much. So we had that this afternoon. Awesome. Watch Your Guru says gold and silver dump. Yes, this afternoon, while Russell was going up and crypto was recovering, gold and silver finally dumping. Of course, you got to zoom out though, right? You got to zoom out because that's not really dumping. Because if you zoom out and you look at what the bigger picture is, it's like, okay, yeah, there were some red candles, but it's not dumping. And it's still over $4,800 for gold. It did hit last night, 4,888, which is now the gold new all-time high. Gold up. And of course, we also had silver. And we saw silver go all the way up to $95.85. $95.85. So a little bit of a pullback. Is that profit taking on gold and silver, rotating into risk on assets? I don't know. But as I showed before, particularly with gold, I mean, this year gold is up and they've added about $3.5 trillion of market cap since the beginning of the year in gold. That's just the difference between the start of the year and now. $3.5 trillion in market cap in gold. That's all of crypto. Bitcoin, Doge, everything isn't even $3 trillion. So the money was going in there. Why? What's going on? What is going on? Well, we have this, right? We've got our friend, yes, Donald Trump. The markets turned around into the green today as Trump turned around and decided to not place tariffs on EU countries that oppose the US approach to Greenland. So, tariff on, tariff off, right? Tariff on, tariff off. And you get the ping pong, right? You get this up and down. And it's just like, man, what's going on? So, you got to ride through the waves, though, right? You got to ride through the waves. Yeah, explain taco here, Brian, please. You must explain it. I saw it all over the place. I didn't have time to really look into it. I don't get it. Taco. Is there a way to spell that out? Because it's not Taco Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I don't live stream on Tuesdays anymore. So what's taco? Please explain. I'm a boomer. I don't get it. Is the T Trump? Trump always chickens out. Trump always chickens out. Well, you could say that, but maybe that's his way of getting his way. He's not chickening out. He's actually saying, hey, there's a framework, right? We have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland. Now, is that chickening out or is that like a negotiating ploy? I don't know. He says the solution will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations, So the Secretary General Mark Rutte of NATO, I mean, they're making a deal, right? They're making a deal. Yeah, I know, Goose. Jaylen Brown could have won it. He had the ball in his hands. The Celtics to beat the Pistons. Clank. Clank. But it was a good game from what I understood. I wasn't watching it. I was busy. But clank. That's what I saw in the replay. So the markets up and down. And, you know, we just wait for the next thing, right? That's going to cause it to go back down and back up and back down and back up. It's a roller coaster, guys. Be careful out there. Be careful out there. Yeah, so this afternoon, Bitcoin breaks back above 90,000. So we just cleared out that CME gap, right? For those that don't know, I posted it on X, right? 88.2, right? Close the CME gap and then back up to 90K. Here we go again. Here we go again. Up and down and up and down. And even Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin's trying to hold on to 90,000. We'll see how that goes during the stream here. We'll be watching that. The bigger picture, though, is still, oh, I'm not saying 30K. That's not coming from KrissPax. Mine's up here, 69K. 69, not 67, 69. That's my pullback target, is 69. Chiefy says, look, this chart perfectly predicted the current bull trap. If the 2021 pattern holds, Bitcoin will dump to $30,000 next month. Next month. Now, we know in 2022, right, that dump, there was news behind it, right? That was the whole Luna crash. Remember Terra Luna, right? Remember that whole Terra algorithmic stablecoin that, according to KrissPax, CZ of Binance, right? Totally manipulated, depegged it, and started dumping Luna. He was dumping all the Terra stablecoins first, right, that he had. That destabilized the algorithmic stablecoin. And then he was dumping all the Luna tokens. And from where? From Binance, because Binance holds a bunch of all the cryptos. And they just dumped that. So, yeah. But this immediate drop here, I don't get it. I'm not on board with that. I think there'll be pullback. I think there'll be more bad news. Still looking bearish to me. But that's what I see. And Trader Allen, hey, our good friend Trader Allen. Doge fell sharply after the bearish signal. Price to Kijun Sen strong bearish cross below Kumo. Do you get that? It's the Ichimoku analysis. The Ichimoku analysis is telling the permabull trader tardigrade, Trader Allen, that it's bearish. The Tanken Sen and the Kijun Sen are now merging, a very early sign of potential trend reversal. Full details and next levels explained in the subscription. You got to subscribe. You got to subscribe to Trader Allen to get all the details. And I just said, look, if your chart showed a bearish signal, then why do all of your other Dogecoin charts show the price of Doge taking off? And he responded. He says, can't you see my Ichimoku cloud analysis? I just presented 4 bearish signals on the 4-hour Ichimoku 9 hours ago. Okay, well, tomorrow he's going to go back and he's going to be posting bull charts again. Because you know what happens? He does a bear chart and he doesn't get as many clicks. He doesn't get as many clicks. He doesn't get the views on the bearish stuff. I know this because I'm experiencing that right here on YouTube. My sub count is back down to 21.3, right? My views are way down. It's like, this is typical bear market stuff. Remember when we had over the summer, even the summertime, I was getting 200-300 people in these live streams, and we can barely make 100 now. Because it's bearish. Bearish. It's been since October. Bearish. And you still got the moon boys out there, right? Oh, Doge to $1, right? All that stuff. And it's just like, no, guys, you don't get it. You don't get it. But that's what I deal with. Meanwhile, Dogecoin OG says, look, the market is one big swing trade. Low on the Doge, 12 cents. Low on Bitcoin, 87.2. Both running into resistance and about to swing the other way. And they did. But resistance and support are really more tied to the news. We wouldn't have gotten this recovery today if Trump hadn't given up on the extra tariffs on the EU. So that became bullish, and that became the recovery. It wasn't based on any technical analysis. There was no TA that was saying we were going to recover. It was the news. We were going down. The ship was going down, dudes. News came positive, came right back up. But we have fun with technical analysis, right? Got to have your reverse, inverse, head and shoulders, your cups and handles, and all of that stuff. Your fib retracement lines. Got to have all that, right? It's going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Not. Top Doge says, this is the Dogecoin dip you wanted before the next leg up. Don't sleep on it, Dogecoin fam. The future currency of Earth on the TV. I agree with that. I'm not so convinced that dip was the bottom, though, because you know how I feel. You know how I feel. But it's still a cute dog with the glasses, of course. Very well done, whoever made this. I'm just borrowing it for the live stream. I do borrow at times. It's memes, though. They're all memes. Memes are meant to be shared. Meant to be shared. But 50 cents? Let's get Dogecoin back up to 50 cents again. Hey, I'd love it. I would love it to get Doge back up to 50 cents. But right now, we got a ways to go. But the news, right? The news says, look, Dogecoin Foundation-backed team plans such Doge payments and commerce app for some time in 2026. We don't know when. So we had this whole big countdown, right? We had this whole big countdown, and then we finally get to the end of the countdown, and what do they announce? They announce coming soon. It's just like, what? Coming soon? I didn't need a whole countdown for coming soon, right? But they did rebrand. They used to be called Such Pay. It used to be this kind of purple or blue. I don't even remember what color it was. I don't. So now they're obviously Dogecoin. And they're going all in on Dogecoin because, of course, it is, after all, the Dogecoin Foundation, House of Doge, all inspired with Such Pay. So, yeah. A new Dogecoin app is in development as part of a broader effort to expand meme coin's utility beyond trading and into payments and everyday commerce. Now, the funny thing is, the MyDoge and Doge OS team are doing the same thing. So we now have two competing teams of people making different apps. The MyDoge app is going to expand from being just a wallet to being, I don't know, pretty close to what these guys are planning. So we're going to have two, it sounds like to me. So we'll have to see how that goes. A little competition there, perhaps. The app is called Such, being developed by the House of Doge, the official corporate arm of the Dogecoin Foundation, together with its NASDAQ-listed merger partner, Bragg House Holdings. Oh, yeah. The takeover of Bragg House, which was a failing company. They came in, swooped in, because you know what? It already has a stock trading. The stock isn't doing great. The stock's not great. I mean, all of them. From Zone, right, to TBH. And, of course, we talked about BTOG, right, BitOrigin, the Chinese Singapore one, whatever that is, right? They used to do, like, pigs and stuff, and now they're a Dogecoin treasury company mining Bitcoin. It's like, whatever. That's when you know it's a bad company, right? It's just bad. Clean Core Solutions is now Zone. They used to make cleaning products, right? And now they're a Dogecoin treasury company. Another failing business. Well, Bragg House wasn't a third one failing, right? So they're just going, hey, I think it was more those House of Doge guys swooping in on failing companies because they can. To be honest with you, it's because they can. And they make these deals, right? And they get stock from doing this merger thing. Is this all going to work? I don't know. I don't know if this is all going to work or not. I mean, most Dogecoin holders just want the Dogecoin price to go up. They don't care about any of this stuff. They only care about it if it makes the price go up. And that's the truth. That's the truth. We can talk all day about Dogecoin adoption and doesn't make Doge price go up. That's what I hear from 90% of the people. There's probably 10% that say, let's just make Dogecoin, the future currency of Earth and Mars and like all that stuff. They're all in on what Elon has said and like all of that. So awesome. But yet they still want the price to go up. So Such is expected to launch in the first half of 2026. So now it says first half. So that takes us up, to June. So we got now to June to wait for the next countdown, right, of when it's actually going to launch. Launching in a bear market, that's tough. That is tough. Launching in a bear market. But Such is positioned as a consumer-facing product that combines self-custody with built-in commerce tools. According to the companies, the app is designed to reduce friction on both sides of a Dogecoin transaction by making it easier for users to spend Dogecoin and for merchants to accept it as payment. And I'm like, well, that's awesome. But don't we have another product already that does that for the merchants? They already have that. It's like, okay, so now we got 3. Because we know the MyDoge team is coming up with something as well. At launch, Such is expected to include self-custodial wallet creation, real-time transaction feed, and merchant tools known internally as, this is bad, hustles. Merchant tools known internally as hustles. Now, out of all the things that you want to call something related to Dogecoin, and you use the word hustle, I mean, really? Don't you know the history of that word? I'm guessing whoever came up with that is either playing a prank, right? Doing it like tongue-in-cheek as a joke, or doesn't know the history. Exactly. SNL vibes. Why would you call it hustle? Oh my God. Out of all things to call it hustles. I mean, really? The hustles are designed to help individuals and small businesses list offerings and manage Dogecoin payments. House of Doge said additional features are in development and will be disclosed later. Okay, so there's going to be more. We just don't know what it is, and they're not going to announce it yet. Because the MyDoge guys are probably listening in and saying, hey, we can do that too. I'm just like, oh my God. So we've got another inclusive Dogecoin thing going on, which doesn't involve Bitcoin or ETH or anything else, right? It's just solely Dogecoin. And I'm like, we aren't at a point yet where retailers are only going to accept Dogecoin. We are not at a point. We need something like X payments or X money to have Dogecoin operating on its platform to get the attention. Because what'll happen, I mean, if you've got a retailer who's only going to accept Dogecoin, they're not going to make sales. Most people do not have Dogecoin. I just keep it real here, guys. That's all. I just keep it real here. So Tim Stebbing, Chief Technology Officer of House of Doge and current Dogecoin dev, Dogecoin Foundation, See, House of Doge, Tim Stebbing, he's also on the board of like Clean Core and maybe Bragg House now or whatever. It's like all kind of mixed. I don't understand it. Tim says, I've seen so many people in the Dogecoin community try to start something themselves, be an artist selling prints or a person offering lawn care services. Everyone has a side hustle these days. Oh, so it's that kind of, it's a side hustle. So this isn't going to be used at Walmart, right? This isn't going to be used at McDonald's or Burger King. This is for side hustles. Is it Dogecoin adoption? Sure, I'll give them that. I'll give them Dogecoin adoption. But for side hustles? I mean, really? So I'm going to start a little side hustle and I'm going to accept Dogecoin and that's it? No. If I'm spending my time doing something as a side hustle, I want cash. I need money. I'm not doing for the fun of it, for the love of Dogecoin. And all I'm going to accept is Doge? So I don't know. This doesn't sound so great to me. They're spending a lot of time on it. I get it. Yeah, they have to go mainstream. Exactly, Jason. This isn't it. Side hustles. So I'm not a fan. I'm just saying, I'm not a fan. Is it adoption? Sure. But for side hustles? I don't know. Marco Margiotta, Chief Executive Officer of House of Doge, said the company's broader ambition is to push Dogecoin toward wider adoption. We want to see Dogecoin become a widely used global decentralized currency. I'm like, great, Marco, that's awesome. But side hustles, that's not quite global currency for side hustles. It's like, I'm going to make some t-shirts and I'm going to sell them online and only accept Dogecoin? Dogecoin's price appears to have remained unchanged following the announcement. So it doesn't move the needle. I'm sorry. It doesn't move the needle. But look, they created this cool website. More than just a wallet. Build your business with Dogecoin. Start your side hustle. Easily sell your products and services for Dogecoin. Start a hustle, earn Doge, doing what you love, sell your products or services, and manage your payments all in one place. Awesome. You just have to have people who also love Dogecoin, that have Dogecoin, that are willing to buy your side hustle thing, whether it's a good or a service, using Dogecoin. This is like the 0.00001% of the population that can actually use this effectively for what it is. But hey, manage your Dogecoin in a self-custodial wallet. You know what? I got one with MyDoge. I already have a self-custodial wallet. It works great with MyDoge. This is looks like the same thing. Okay. Track every transaction in real time. See your Dogecoin's activity as it happens, giving you complete transparency to understand and track every transaction. Awesome. We know Tim Stebbing was behind that, right? So that all happens, though, in like a minute, and it's done. Be the first to know. Stay in the loop. I did that. I actually clicked on it. Maybe I'll get to be a beta tester. We'll see. Much more coming soon. And then they had this pretty cool scrolling, like, this is Kubo, the dog, right? Got a Kubo. And that's pretty cool. And so I took some screenshots. I mean, just because I can, right? I posted them together and I put it here as my new header on my YouTube channel. Yeah, there it is. And there's me. I put my head on Kubo's body. Thank you, Such Pay. But that's what memes are about, right? Memes, not exclusive. So I got rid of my other banner and now I have this one. It's pretty cool. I had to do a little splicing to get it to fit the whole width here. But I did it. It looks pretty good, I think. It's just one of those fun little things you do, right? It's like, okay, I'll do that. So then I went over to my X channel and I was like, yeah, I can put it there too. So there it is. It's just my little fun things. That's all. So Such, we got Such Pay, Much Social. They've got a Discord, probably brought to you by the House of Doge. So that's it. That's what I got. It's a adoption, right? Dogecoin adoption, side hustles, Such Pay. No, not Such Pay anymore. Now it's just the Such app. So that's what we got. That's what we got. Right now, Dogecoin is trying to climb back to 13 cents. That would be awesome if we could get there. I've got the pingers on, and right now they're taking out some shorts here. These are all new shorts because of the up and down trading that we've had. So if you are leverage trading, be careful out there. We got the volatility up and down going on. So we got people talking about pierogies in the chat. I like a pierogi. I like a good pierogi myself. Yeah. Store-bought. Store-bought. And Charlotte's like, leverage? Leverage? Don't try and gain like all of your losses back in one trade. Not. The Fed is printing 8 million a day. Why aren't I bullish? Because they're diluting the dollar. Diluting the dollar. It hurts everybody. Which means your dollar doesn't buy as much as it did yesterday because of the 8 million a day or whatever it is, right? Inflation's real. Price of everything goes up most of the time. I can't look out 5 years, Melvin. I have no freaking idea. I don't even know what's going to be tomorrow, the way things are going right now. Now, Bitcoin, I pretty much pegged Bitcoin, right? I pretty much pegged Bitcoin. I got this one pretty close. I think it's going to still go down. Of course, I said when I drew this, there'd be up and downs in here, but that's what I saw. And it kind of did that. Didn't quite get up to 100K like I'd predicted. It hit 98 right here on the wick. That was on the 14th of January, a week ago. We did hit the wick there, and then we pulled back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? That's bad. So I was about a week ahead of when that would roll over. Not great. But if we get Dogecoin, got to climb back up through the brown box, right? And then get back to touching the red box again. Are we going to get the momentum to do that? We'll be watching that. Cryptocurrency is in big trouble, folks. Yes, Con? I know. That's what I've been saying. People don't want to believe me. We all want the moon bags, I know, but I'm still a believer in the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, and everyone, oh, but Dogecoin didn't have a 4 years. Actually, it did. Actually, it did. Most alts did actually have 4-year cycles. It just was front run just a little bit. And I've explained it again and again, and hey, some people finally understand, and some people just want to complain. because your bags are down. I get it, right? I get it. My remaining bags are down. Well, my Dogecoin isn't down. I'm still in profit, but down from where I was a year ago, certainly. But no, the printing of the money doesn't automatically make crypto go up. It just doesn't. How's the DXY looking? I don't keep up with the DXY. 98 bucks. Not doing a lot. I mean, 2021 into 2022, there's your DXY big run. But when Dogecoin was dropping at the end of 2024 into 2025 with all the Trump tariffs, that we had the big fallout, it's kind of been bouncing around since, through the summer, through the fall. That's the DXY chart. Zoom back in so we can see what's going on. Appreciate all the watchers, everybody being here. Don't forget to smash the like, subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate that. Thank you, Kronos, for the reminder. Shouldn't inflation make everything go up because money is worth less? Yes, and I've said this, particularly about crypto, is you've got to maintain enough green days just to keep up with the value of the dollar because of inflation. But when you're in a bear market, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You compare gold's chart to Bitcoin's. Bitcoin's chart looks a lot like gold's right before it broke to the upside. Yep, that's what the Moon Boys want you to believe. That's what the Moon Boys want you to believe, that Bitcoin is going to catch back up to gold, and it's not. Guys, gotta be more optimistic. Legislation is not on our side, Mamba. Legislation is going to be on the side of stable coins, not crypto. Stable coins are not crypto. Stable coins are backed by the US dollar, stable to the dollar. So as stable as the dollar is, so will be those coins. Those are not cryptocurrencies. Silver was the chosen altcoin. That's right. And gold was like, hey, don't forget about me. And it did a catch up here past couple days. But you're right. Silver, when you look at the silver chart and you zoom out on it, you're like, whoa, that is a meme coin. Right? That's a meme coin right there. Just taking off. Whew. So this is about a year in the life right there. So 1 year ago, the price of silver was about $30. And now it's over $90, 200% or a 3x for silver. And it's just continually, it had one little pullback right there. And of course, that was when? Yeah, about October 10th. Right? Everything pulled back. And then up we went for silver. Gold didn't do quite as well, but similar, just grinding upwards. Let me just check that just to be sure that I'm not like lying here. From about 2,700 to 4,800, yeah, 78% for gold. Yep. But Bitcoin, it doesn't look like that because of that. Bitcoin did not go up. Bitcoin went down. So in the last 12 months, let's see where Bitcoin was on this date. It was at 103,000. So yeah, down 12%. in the last 12 months for Bitcoin. And Dogecoin, yeah, not pretty. Not pretty for Doge. We were on the 21st of January at 36 cents. We're down 64% from that day a year ago. Again, just showing how things look. Can we check the dreaded heat map? Sure. I haven't looked at the heat map today. I'm guessing it's pretty bloody. New degen traders are going to be in though, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to make it all back on this trade. Oh yeah. There's a bunch down here on Bitcoin, all the way back down to 86.6. A few shorts. Oh, here's a new long right there, just made. 89.2. $59 million right there. That's probably them that just got wiped out. And then they come back and they say, okay, we're going to ride it higher, leverage, and they're going to come and dump that. Dump it. And look how it magically came down to fill that CME gap, and there was a whole bunch of leverage right there. And then up. And what does Doge look like? Oh, they got a short big time on Doge. $3 million short right there. That's not looking too bad. Right under 12 cents. That's not looking too bad. Let's see what this looks like on the weekly. There may be a few more leverage trades that are longer. It looks like the big ones are up here, 14 cents. I'll take that. Get those shorts, right? That's where the cluster is. It's up here, 14 cents for Doge. Yes, Danny, we talked about that at the start of the live stream today. And I also posted that here on X Twitter. I'm not too worried about gold or you're in gold and silver. It's great. They're inversely related. Sell high, buy low. Yeah, but when do you know when to sell? Right? If silver hits $100, do you take a little profit? When gold hits $5,000, do you take a little profit, little slice? You don't know what's going to happen. I know, but if what Trump says is not what Congress is doing. Congress is doing the Genius Act, right? It's all about stable coins. They don't care about Bitcoin. They don't care about Dogecoin, ETH. No. Don't care about. It's all about stable coins. That's my view of it. You may have a different view. I don't. And I don't trust anything Trump says about cryptocurrency. The past year has been a nightmare in the crypto world because of Trump. We didn't have Uptober. We didn't have Moonvember. And earlier in 2025, all we were blasted on was tariffs, 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 and everything dumped. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Hey, DB, what's up? What's up? Let's get those shorts. I agree. Couldn't you just put a short or whatever way up high? It depends on the exchange and how you set your stop loss or liquidation price. I don't know. I've never done it. I think if you set something up that high, you're hard to get any return. Dodging the snow and the cold. Yeah, me too. It's cold here in Boston. We're going to warm up to 35 degrees tomorrow. Woo! And then we're going to be 0 on Saturday. 0. Eventually, this inflation should make crypto go way up. I don't know. I don't see it. Yep. Don't care about your alts. That's all the manipulation. It's not the country. The country has nothing to do with it. But the country is making legislation about stablecoins that are backed by the US dollar. They do not care about Bitcoin. They do not care about Doge, ETH, Litecoin, anything. They don't care. Good afternoon. How you doing, Joshua? Right. Smaller the price action, greater the return. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Why was one of my comments deleted? Did I say something wrong? Yep, you must have had a bad word in there. I have an AI. No, just YouTube. I just have a list of bad words, and it just automatically. You must have had one of those words in there. You must have had one of those words. There's bear market trouble. It's not like cryptocurrencies are going to go the way of the tulips, right? And just die. No, that's not happening. I think there's enough support for cryptocurrencies worldwide that they're not going to die. But bear market stuff. Trump can only do so much for crypto. Plus, we as a nation have to think for the future. Tariff is good. Greenland plus. Yeah, the markets do respond, though, as markets do. Good news, bad news, up and down. Yep, that'll continue. Stable coins to buy more treasuries. They care about the bond market. True. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're precious bonds. It all comes back to bonds and treasuries. How about Japan, right? You're seeing what's going on with Japan? Whew. Japan's not doing well financially. Yeah, crackhead. That's the word. I was trying to think of that, Charlotte. I was trying to think of the word that it still allows because I know you keep reminding me and I can't remember it. But there it is. Crackhead. Still allowed. My AI does not get crackhead. Bonds too. Not a bad word. Not a bad word. -4 Celsius. Yeah, we're going to be at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what 0 degrees Fahrenheit is in Celsius. It's negative something, but I don't know what. Has there always been this much leverage? No. No, it greatly increased over the years. 2021 had nowhere near the leverage trading that 2025 had. Nowhere near. So yeah, it's crazy. Bear market troubles are bearable. The Genius Act is really just going to be more about stable coins, and the Clarity Act is going to talk about governance. And is going to address some cryptocurrencies, right, and make them officially commodities. Awesome. But they don't care. They don't care. Yeah, you can say F-bomb. -16. Yeah, so we're going to be -16 here in Boston on Saturday. That's Celsius, 0 Fahrenheit. Could be cold. And of course, the weather reporters like to put the wind chill up there. It feels like temperature, which is much lower, just because the lower numbers like get better ratings or something. I don't know. Just give me the temperature. I can deal with it. I don't deal with it. You don't have to pile on with, oh, the wind chill is going to make your feel good temperature at like -40. It's like, yeah. Hey, but that's what they do, right? That's what they do. Yeah, if it bleeds, it leads. Exactly, Goose. Exactly. Hey, it's the same with crypto Twitter, right? No, you can't have a pullback in the market. It's got to be a crash. Crash. Pullback. Yeah, pullback doesn't work. You got to say crash. Just like, it wasn't a crash. It wasn't really crash. I call it dump. It was a dump, right? We had a dump, but crash? Yeah, not really. I blame Kriss. Right? Blame Kriss crash. The wind chill. What if I want them to tell me what it feels like specifically in the wind? Oh God, wordsy. Yeah, the lower temps are more dramatic. Kristen, looking forward to -5 with -23 wind chill in Chicago. Woo-hoo. Yeah, you guys get bad too. We've got the ocean next to us, and sometimes it helps us. But then it kills us during the big snowstorms when we have the nor'easters, which we might have on Sunday. We're still trying to figure out where that low is going to set up in the Atlantic Ocean. If that low comes closer, we're going to get dumped on. It's lovely. Lovely. Dogecoin pretty much went up 100% in the last year and a half. Yep, it did. It went up more than that, but then came back down. It is volatile, and you got to be willing to ride it. If you believe in adoption, you believe in the future of Doge, right? You just dollar cost average, buy on the dips. It's all about coin count, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. Because in the future, it's most likely going to be higher. So we wait. But if that's all that you're concerned about with Dogecoin is what the price is and how much money I'm going to make, then you don't get all this stuff, right? Of what's going on. And you don't care about this as long as it makes the price go up. And there's a lot of people like that. I get that, right? That's trading, investing, whatever. But you got to know how Dogecoin works to understand it. You have to know how Dogecoin works. If you're going to complain about, the 5 billion Dogecoin created every year, it's like, did you do your research? Because it's been doing that for over 10 years. It's still the same Dogecoin. 10,000 Doge every minute is created, given out as rewards to the miners who validate the transactions on the blockchain. Those coins are not just flooding the market. Now, the miners do sell occasionally to pay the bills, but they're stacking Doge too. They don't want to sell at 12 cents. They'll sell when the price goes higher. So that someone who just made 10,000 Dogecoin this minute, they're not immediately selling them on the market. But hey, people want to believe whatever they want to believe. I try and educate. I try and let people know. Big crash. Yeah, thank you, Charlotte. Other YouTubers are calling for a bull run later this year. Do you disagree? Yes, I do. Now, the fall is different. We'll see what's going on in the fall. The fall could be volatile, but through the summer, nope. I think prices will be lower in the summer than they are now, particularly end of summer, August into September, usually very low for crypto. Oh, you guys having fun. Selling at 12 cents if you believe it's going to $1 long-term doesn't make sense. The selling window for Doge has come and gone. I agree. Yeah. I mean, I still have, 400,000 Doge. I think Doge is going to go lower this summer, but I'm not selling it. I'm going to start stacking on top of it. Just hold it through. I'm in profit on it. I could have sold here, but I'm not. Holding. I'm holding. Finland lies much farther north than Boston, so it's pretty cold down there. Yep, we got a cold one here now. Settle in, DCA, and we just hang out. We just hang out here. We talk about other stuff. We get into food. We get into music. We get into a lot of other things. Whatever's going on in the world. But I cover the markets and I cover the news. Try and stay out of politics. Just if it affects the financial markets, we'll talk about it. That's what I do. That's my plan, John. That's my plan, is buying in the summer and more toward the later end of the summer. It's traditionally, that's what we've seen. So remind me on August 1st to start getting ready to buy. Because that's what I'm doing. So when will it start transitioning to the next bull market? That is unknown. It was the end of 2022 after the FTX crash was the end of the bear market, the last bear market. I think it was late November 2022. December was kind of bottoming still. Solana was down to like $8. You could have bought $8 Solana early December 2022. I remember that. I looked at it and I don't trust this, because the Solana devs were all linked in with SBF and FTX and all that crap. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not touching that. $8 Solana. I mean, come on, right? I remember it. HODL, earn, buy, hold, going long. Yep. You would hold below your average. Yep. I would hold that too. Just waiting for the next cycle, the next big run. Now we know Elon can always disrupt things and come up with something, and Dogecoin will react. If it's something with Tesla or SpaceX or X Twitter, if this X payments thing ever launches, we will see a spike in the price of Dogecoin. We don't know when that's going to happen. Yeah, better than the headlines. What is a bull market? Clown. I'll buy when they sell in May and stay away. Well, typically what happens, Danny, and this is mostly for stocks, is you don't start buying back in till the end of the summer because you stay away. But you can check the charts and you can see traditionally during summers and see if you spot any trends or patterns between crypto and stocks too. I'm going to buy 3 million Doge, not a whale. No, you need like 100 million Doge to be a whale. 3 million's good though. That's a good number. I think I'll be back up there. Ain't got time for bull markets. We want a bull market. It's just not happening right now. Oh, wouldn't even know where to find a bull market. No worries, John. No worries. Hey, we're all in this together, right? We're all in this together, trying to figure out this market. I just don't trust the market right now, especially when it reacts like it does to every little thing Trump says. And do you believe him? Do you believe Trump this time? You really believe him? You really, truly believe? I don't. I don't. I think someone gave Trump a little words of advice, though, about this whole like invading Greenland and putting these huge tariffs on EU countries that aren't going to help him like take over Greenland. That's not good. That's not good. So apparently they had some meetings today, and Trump ended up, when he gave his speech, saying things that were a little more reasonable. And we got a little pump in the price because we were going down leading into it. We have big red candles. We were going down. You started with $100 at Doge, turned it into 50K when I buy at slight low and sell when it goes up. Going for 1 million Doge this year. Good target. Can't wait for the start of the next one. We'll meet new friends. I know, because there's not a lot of new people coming in right now. That's how it works with Doge. I still hold some Doge from 2015 and 2017, waiting until both hit the 10-year mark to get the lowest tax rate. And I might still hold. I get that. I'm never going to sell all my Doge. I'll always keep some. It's good to have a little stack of Doge. So I'll always keep some. And I also want to, of course, push the adoption of Doge and see how Doge can really work in a much bigger scale as a currency. Very curious to what Doge OS is building and how that is going to translate to using Dogecoin as a currency, as sort of like a layer 2 or 1.5, whatever they're going to call it. The app layer. It's the app layer. And that's what House of Doge is doing with Such Pay too. It's like awesome. But just for side hustles, you gotta think bigger than side hustles. $1 Doge party, of course. $1 Doge party. I would do that. The summers are slow. Yes, they are. Also still excited about the Doge party. Are we going to get to 7 cents? So I did 2 chart analyses at the end of last year. I did one just looking at the trading like I normally do, and I'm like 9.5. 9.5. But then I did the fibs on the bear market bottoms live stream I did. Bear market bottoms. And the fib went down to like 6.7, Brian, wasn't it? 6 or 7, 6, 7. That's what I recall. Something like that. So that would be lower than 7. If it gets into the 7s, I'll probably start slowly accumulating in the 7s again. Not knowing whether it's actually going to go lower to 6.7 or not. But I'm not waiting for it. As you could see from my Bitcoin prediction for January here, I did predict Bitcoin would go up in a relief rally, right? I predicted this as my white line, but I was predicting it to go up to 100, and it only hit 98. So I'm not waiting for a particular number. I will start slowly accumulating and buying back in on the Dogecoin dip that I think is going to happen. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Crypto winter. Baby, it's cold outside. The framework for a Greenland deal is in place. The NATO head said it's the right thing to do. Huh. Interesting. The right thing to do. And that's kind of Trump's like method, right? It's like bang them all on the head with a hammer and then work out the details, right? Usually that comes with money, though. And the United States has a lot of money. I know, not many new people coming in. We get a few every now and then. But most of us, we've been around here for a while. We're waiting for the big blow off top that never happened. So we're stuck through the bull market. We're going to make it, whether it's to the moon or the gutter. Oh, you got to keep some pocket Doge for shopping on Mars. Yeah, I'm not going to Mars. That's not happening. You can't breathe the air there. I'm not going. The good thing is about 7 to 9 months away from the low. Doge could bottom earlier since it topped earlier than Bitcoin. True, but we had in 2022, well, yeah, Dogecoin first bottomed out in June, and then Bitcoin bottomed out in November. That's right. So that could be. We were also helped in October when Elon bought Twitter, and that spiked the price of Dogecoin up. When I sell, I buy back in and do it again. Swing, baby, swing. I think Scott is getting sick of managing Trump. I know, because Trump just says things. And Besant is like, yeah, no. But he doesn't say it that way. He just kind of says it in his own way, like, this is what we're doing. We're not doing that. You've been away from the markets for a few days and gold decided to pop. Yep. New all-time high for gold. Buying land on Mars with Doge. Yeah, I'm not even going to think about that. Mars bars. There you go. I like a good Mars bar. Back when I was eating chocolate. I don't eat chocolate anymore. I got Starlink, but I'm worried I'll suddenly get pregnant. Oh. Stumbled on Mars ice cream in the store the other day. No, we already talked about the number. Goose. It came and went in a flash. I don't believe everything he says, but I believe him when he says he wants to make America crypto capital world. In his own way. In his own way. I'll buy all I can at 7 cents. Taking one for the Ryan gets more active around 6 or 7. He bought a bunch of rock and snow. Right. Big rocks and a lot of snow. That's Greenland. Yep, that's his method. Scare the hell out of everyone. And then he gets what he wants. That's what this whole tariff thing is about. Donald Trump says he will not be imposing tariffs regarding Greenland after a very productive meeting with NATO chief Mark Rutte. Yes, Dr. Doge. We covered that earlier right here. Based on a very productive meeting. Yep. So there's something going on. Can we have green for the rest of the week? God, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Get back up to 14 cents because I don't like being down here. Oh, you guys. I'm excited, ready to buy. We will not see it go too low as spring fever will hit, warmer weather, happy investors. That didn't happen in 2025. Remember the April tariffs? Remember that was the low. That was cold. That was cold, man. Trump's productive meetings. NATO says I'm right in the next press gaggle. Think Grok can make up a good Dogecoin song. Well, I started off this theme with All Eyes on Doge. That is the daily song, or at least the it's our live stream song. Not really daily anymore. Green for a whole week. Yeah. There'll be something else to come out, spook the markets. Bitcoin is holding over 90 right now. Well, Kathy Woods, I mean, if you believed everything she said, I mean, you go back 6 months and you look at her price predictions for the end of the year, didn't happen. Not even close. Not even close. She just wants people to buy her products. That's all. Buy the ARK ETF. It's just not happening. For those that didn't hear earlier, I got a nice new header here on my YouTube page, thanks to SuchPay. I appreciate their support in supporting me and allowing me to borrow their meme. It's very nice. It's very nice. I like that. There's a Doge in the window, Dogecoin. There's a We Accept Dogecoin sign. It's like, that's awesome. Oh, Warpsy. Warpsy. Arthur Hayes, Raul Paul, Tom Lee, all of them. People you want to ignore. Exactly. They're all perma bulls. They're all selling something. They want it to go up so bad. That doesn't mean it will. It's a magnificent, isn't it? It's a magnificent piece of art, especially when I put my head over Kubo's. Kubo is the dog for SuchPay or Such. It's Kubo. Yeah, just for the fun of it. But it was hard to, yeah, I had to stitch this together to get it to be in the format for the YouTube header because it's very long. And on the actual site where I took it from here, it scrolls. See, it scrolls like that. So I had to take like 3 clips and stitch them together. Use a little Photoshop magic, right? But it worked. It worked. But it's cute. The banana zone. Oh yeah, whatever happened to that? I called it a half banana. That's all we got was the half banana. Mr. Cotter. No, because I just let you guys do your thing. Welcome back. Oh, I remember that show. There were some very vibrant characters on that show. What is it? Horseshack? Yeah, Horseshack. That was the guy, right? Youngins don't know. The youngins don't know. Wish we could have animated banners like that. It takes a little money to make that, but it's cute. It works. It's interesting that the clouds in the background go at a different pace than the buildings and stuff. So yeah, it's a little different. We were left holding our bananas. Yeah. Goose. Yeah, we were. Hayes thinks Bitcoin to 1 million by 2028. Well, some are saying sooner, Con. Some are saying sooner. And it's just like, what? No. Right. And Kriss secretly thinks WTF. It's just like, yeah, you guys just keep doing your thing. Welcome back. I know we'd be lucky if Bitcoin crosses 200K. I agree. Barbarino. Trying to place that. Barbarino. Was that sci-fi? Barbarino. Barbarino. Oh, Vinny Barbarino. Got it. Barbarino. That's it. Can refer to the popular character Vinny Barbarino from Welcome Back, Kotter, played by John Travolta. Barbarino. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, there you go. Barbarino. Does the QR code work in that banner? I'm not touching QR codes. It's probably fine, and it probably takes you right back to like a different page on this website, but I'm not touching it. Nothing beats the XRP fanatics. Did I make a website? I used to make websites. I used to be in the website business. I used to get paid to make websites for people. But I gave that up. I used to buy and sell domain names. I gave that up. It all went into stock swing trading and then crypto. And I've done okay. Yeah, the Travolta character. Yeah, you got it. Does Ryan really look like that? Does Ryan look like that? I don't think so. Come on, really? Well, I'll find out. In about a month and a half, I will find out myself. But I'll keep Ryan a secret. Your dreams are your ticket out. Ryan is more handsome. Well, I think I will be an independent third party on that judgment. Beretta? I don't know what I was thinking of. I don't know. He had enough of this guy walking. He just keeps walking. He's just trucking along. This guy. Let's keep on trucking. Pretty cool animation. They did a good job. Yeah, where do you think he's going? Where do you think he's going? He's holding his phone, so that's probably got the Such app on it. He's got his phone. Yeah. These must all be little side hustles, right? All accepting Dogecoin. Side hustles. Is that car a Lambo? I don't know. I didn't look at it too closely. But yeah, the car keeps going by. How am I going to get invited to the wedding if Ryan doesn't want to show his face? A paperback. I know there's some movement in this thing, some animation, and plus as it moves over, you start getting a little perspective on some of this stuff. It's like it's pretty good. They do it all right. You're buying more and more in the 12s, Anthony? Buying in the 12s? Yeah. Me, I'm not convinced that this is the bottom, but that's just me. Just me. Oh, I did have to check this quickly. What's going on? Okay. Somebody trying to log into my Strike account. I am not touching that. Scam. Scam. Waiting for the high 11s on the dips. Maybe high 10s if it gets bad. Yeah, well, this got to 1204 on Sunday, and it repeated that again today. 1204, 1205, right in there on those. Again, the end of 2025 was 11.6. It did not drop into the 10s. So right now, that's kind of the local bottom is 11.6 on New Year's Eve day. That was all that tax loss harvesting selling going on. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If the bull market wasn't as high for alts, does the bear market not be as low? The bear market not as low. I like Bitcoin has room to make it down to 85.5. $85.5. Yeah, that was back on middle of December was the last time we were down at 85.5. December 18th. Going to load up at 11, low boy. Dogecoin's a funny thing because you never know when it can go on a big run. That is when a catalyst happens for Doge. Still expecting X money to launch. I think that will be a catalyst for Doge. We have no clue when that's going to happen. That'll be something that just comes out of the blue. Hopefully they make a big deal of it and not just like quietly, like all of a sudden you see it on the menu. They should like promote the hell out of it, but that's really not Elon's thing. He isn't really into marketing like that. Doge is always my largest back. Me too. A Dogecoin. Now, we'll try and figure the market out as we're going forward. I'll be live again on Friday, so look for that. I'll have videos coming out just about every day, so look for that as well. This is what we've got for today. Hey, you know, if it wasn't for Trump getting convinced to at least have a discussion with the NATO head, and we wouldn't have had this little recovery this afternoon. So it's a start. We'll see where it goes from here. I hope everybody has a great evening. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.